I could feel the tumours popping up under my skin. I could see dark purpley black tumours coming up under my skin, and I could feel a tumour sitting on my bone, on my collarbone. I was beginning to feel it pop up all over the place. So I'd seen this funny dark spot on just at my back, and we weren't sure, what it was, but it looked a bit odd. So I took it to my GP, and he took out the small bit and then got back to me with the results and said it's a melanoma. And I went, oh yeah, okay, let's go. I'm a glass half full girl, and he sent me off to a surgeon who excised it probably about 3 more times. And he said, yep, we've got it all. And I just went on with life. About 12 months later, I was showering and I felt a lump under my right arm. And yes, it was melanoma. I was stage 3. What my doctor explained was that obviously, even though we thought we had clear margins and we'd managed to get all the melanoma cells, obviously some had escaped, and it does tend to go to the lymph nodes, and so it was on the right side, so it would be expected that it would pop up in the lymph nodes under your right arm. It's travelled there and it's growing in the lymph nodes, and so it was you could call it a recurrence, but it was a spread. The melanoma had spread from that little mole on my shoulder. A few cells had escaped and they'd grown in the lymph nodes, and we didn't know where else they were. That next couple of months was pretty awful. I could only just think about making it through. The radiotherapy really knocks you around. People don't tell you how bad radiotherapy can be. And then the scan, and lying there hoping that all of that work, all of that effort, all of that pain had resulted in a clear scan. But while I was waiting to go to see the doctor about it, I could feel another lump under this arm. And that was a very, very scary week. So the melanoma spread. Where the hell is it? I know it's under my left arm. Where else is it? Can I have another operation? What else is there? What does this mean to me? And there was that feeling of panic where it just goes through your whole body and you feel hot then cold, and your heart beats and you're sweating, and I don't know about everyone else, but I need to do something. I need to fix it. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to talk to. The only people who were there for me then was my support group. I turned up, and where I didn't cry in front of anyone else, I couldn't cry in front of my mum, I couldn't cry in front of my husband or my children. It was too much to put on friends. There were about 2 or 3 friends who I could just lose it with. I went to the support group and I turned up and I bawled, because at that stage I felt so lonely and so isolated. And these people were just so amazing. Scan anxiety, fear of recurrence does fade over time, but while you're living in that, while you're not sure if the treatment's working, while you're not sure if the treatments are going to stay, that can go on for years for some people. For me, it was a limited period and I was very lucky. But I know there are people who, for years and years and years, every time they have a scan, every 3 months, they go through that same fear. And sometimes, unfortunately, the fear is justified. The treatment might have worked for a while and then suddenly it hasn't. And that is what a lot of people live with. I hope that making this film is able to give someone reassurance. Reassurance that what they're feeling is normal, even though it feels awful, that they're not the only person. Reassurance that there are people out there who can support them, that they can rant and rave with people who get it, and that there is support for you. Knowledge is really important to me. Knowledge is how I control things. And one of the amazing things that's happened in the last couple of years is that that knowledge is now available to people. It's available at the end of this video. There'll be links to where you can go for that information that have been produced by Melanoma Institute Australia and Melanoma Patients Australia. Scientists and patients working together to bring this to people who need that information.